This is a quick overview of the HopeHub system. This system is designed very particularly to deal with the issue that communities have when a client in crisis comes to you. They usually have more needs than any one agency can handle. And so the coordination of existing service providers and the communication amongst the authority, whether it be a child welfare officer, a parole or probation officer, or or someone that's providing primary housing at the time, becomes very, very important. And so this system is designed to allow fully compliant communication amongst a variety of stakeholders who are providing services to a client who needs case management. They're usually in multiple areas of crisis. So here's a bit of an orientation. This is a test client. These are the people that are assigned to this client's care team. And there is an area here for basic information. There is a true assessment that's here that collects a lot of data, including social determinants of health. We rank these in 14 different areas across a spectrum that are clearly defined. So no matter who is doing the on-take or the intake assessment or an update assessment, we're all measuring in exactly the same way, and therefore you can see progress or regress at a client level, and then you can see it at an organizational level for clients or even a community level to gain insight into how well your coalition is doing, and then where are gaps in services. So that's the assessment that is in best practice, is updated monthly. And then there's areas here for many other areas for information. I wanted to come here. So once this care team is built out, this is just a message board where the care team would come in and leave messages. For instance, case manager or an advocate onboarded the client, has primary contact with the client, and started building the care team, and maybe they're going to a substance abuse or mental health counselor. That counselor could come on and leave a message right here on the message board saying that client Paul Chapman showed up for therapy, all's good. And that way, if you have a case manager or a parole probation officer or CASA, a volunteer, they could come here and find out exactly kind of the status. This case plan is automatically built out during the assessment. And of course, you can modify it in a multitude of ways and add to and subtract from and prioritize and print. But, if the client was in crisis for housing, then we're going to need to deal with this in a high priority. This needs to be dealt with now. Let's get the client sheltered or off the couch that they happen to be on right now and into some temporary housing, and then we can start working on permanency for there. We do have a full asset map or resource guide that the community builds out, and so you just can add that by drop downs here based upon the area that you're in. And then in this coordinated care, if you have notes, you can add them here. And share them. They could either be private, and so only shared with folks maybe within your organization that happen to be on the care team, or you could share with just those that need to see it, or it can remain completely private to you. And then the consent forms are here. This would be the first place you would go when the client is going through intake. You would have them fill out the consent form that gives you the permission under HIPAA to be able to connect them and share their information with other providers. The client can also say, I don't care who you connect me with, but I do not want to work with Paul Chapman again. And you would type that in, and the system would prevent Paul Chapman being added to the client's case. Again, thereby respecting the client's wishes and conforming with HIPAA regs. So one person would have these signed. Anyone else on the care team, their legal department wants them to keep these consent forms in some way, you could download them. Someone in the care team could download those. And on the consent forms, again, there's a ticker. So these will be refilled. If the client stays in collaborative care, some of the clients will stay over 2 years, depending on their wishes and goals and the situation that they're in. And so we'll need to get these updated, and there's an automatic prompt to be able to do that in several different places. There is a learning management system, and right now we have loaded up a case management class that really help community case managers not only care for the client, but also provide care in this new collaborative way where you've built an alliance of different providers and the case managers now connecting cross organization to these different providers. So that is a really quick overview of the HopeHub system. It is a collaborative case management system that is designed to allow community providers to be able to communicate and track impacts all in one fully compliant place.